Oops. Welcome to 1v1 on Crossing in the Woods. This game is going to be Herzy versus GoodToGo. Herzy playing as Soviets in the North Base, and GoodToGo playing as Oberkommando West in the South Base. Crossing in the Woods. We're going to have a Volksgrenadier opening from GoodToGo and a double conscript opening from Herzy. GoodToGo making a push for the right side with his Sturm Pioneers, following up with Volksgrenadiers going straight to the right side as well, and Herzy going with his conscripts going to be spreading out, one going to the left side strategic point, and one going for the central cutoff along the road. Looks like the SWS half-track is going to be doing a little bit of scouting here towards the middle. And it's going to encounter these conscripts, although I'm not really sure what he's planning to do. He doesn't have Kubelwagen support. He's not building a Kubelwagen either. So, I guess he's just scouting around, trying to figure out what his opponent is doing. He has encountered one conscript squad. He may have spotted the second one. I'm not sure if he got close enough, though. Meanwhile, over here on the left side, the combat engineers continue to take territory, and they're actually going to prioritize the munitions over the fuel, not wanting to cross the river and get too aggressive just yet. More Volksgrenadiers hitting the field here. Sturm Pioneers going for the munitions as well, so both players being relatively conservative, other than the aggressive scouting by the SWS. And conscripts are grabbing fuel. Conscripts here grabbing the strategic point. Sturm Pioneers about to move up and get the victory point. And it looks like there will be an engagement for the munitions here. Combat engineers taking up a position in cover. But these Volksgrenadiers are closing the gap quite quickly, and they will be able to overwhelm those combat engineers and force to retreat. Conscripts are going to fire on Sturm Pioneers here in the center. There are 3 conscript squads in the immediate vicinity available to support, so the Soviet player should win this engagement, coming down to positioning, of course. Oh, what are those Sturm Pioneers doing? Oh, they just messed up. Oh, he's running through red cover, away from the 2 conscript squads. He could have engaged them favorably, or at least minimized his losses and maximized his damage. There's almost no way he could have won this engagement. Now he's also retreating so late. He was very lucky that a volley didn't go off while he was in red cover there. He could have lost that full Sturm Pioneer squad, and he inflicted only 2 losses on his opponent during that engagement. Not very well played by the Oberkommando West player there. Unfortunately, the Soviet player is going to be able to take full control of the right side, including the right side munitions, but fortunately GoodToGo is going to be able to get a hold of the munitions point there on the left, denying it to his opponent, but he needs to grab these strategic points here in the back to get his income going. Meanwhile, in the Soviet base, support weapon camp and is getting constructed by Herzy, so he's probably going to be throwing a few Maxims on the field. 3 conscript opening into tier 2. Pretty standard build, certainly something I've seen before. And we'll also take a look at his base upgrades, and we see... Wait, what? How do I switch to... There we go, that was weird. Base upgrades, and we're going to see the field infirmary going up.
We have it.
So we will have access to healing. Circling his conscripts back around here towards the center. And finally some backcapping is happening over here on the left side. So the map has been split largely in half across the river, with a few points belonging to the opposing team. The munitions in particular, but combat engineers moving to retake their side, and conscripts are going to engage some Volksgrenadiers here in the middle. Volksgrenadiers do have superior positioning though. Conscripts are going to be forced to disengage, and we will also see doctrine selections from both players. Herzy's gone with counterattack tactics, and GoodToGo has chosen Luftwaffe ground forces. So MG34 has already been called into the field. Conscripts engaging some charging Volksgrenadiers, charging right into close range against those conscripts through red cover as well. Seems pretty aggressive. That being said, he does have Sturm Pioneer support and MG34 support, so he will be able to overwhelm his opponent with superior numbers. Not enough conscripts there to hold his opponent back. His Maxim has made it to the field. It's setting up now, suppresses that Volksgrenadier squad, but it's going to have to retreat. There is a squad of Sturm Pioneers charging and a grenade going out. That wasn't as bad as it could have been. Yes, unfortunately the Sturm Pioneers are suppressed, so will be able to get back to base alive. Meanwhile, these combat engineers have not really been doing anything, but they are going to be planting a demo charge here on the munitions point, and if his opponent continues to blob around like this onto that munitions point, he could get at least one squad wipe anyway. But fortunately, his opponent is going for the cutoff instead. So that's not going to happen. No Minesweeper yet on Good to Go. It's generally the mark of a good player when that Minesweeper gets purchased proactively instead of reactively. But we'll see what happens. MG34 repositioning to deal with those combat engineers. Meanwhile, Maxim and conscripts are moving to deal with these Volksgrenadiers that are harassing the territory. They will manage to capture that cutoff strategic point. Meanwhile, here in the middle, conscripts are grabbing the victory point once again, which will... no, it won't. Never mind. I was about to say I was going to reconnect to that munitions, but I guess water or whatever is going to prevent that from happening. Conscripts do not have cover there, and they are forced away by those Stern Pioneers. Maxim and more conscripts moving up through the right side should be able to get something done. Combat engineers attempted to take out that MG34, but Volksgrenadiers available to support pushed them away. Conscripts grabbing the center VP, and MG34 moving up the right side. Looks like he's going to be garrisoning both MG34s in buildings. Not sure that's even the greatest idea over here because of this hedge. Can't even actually see anything closing the gap right there. I think you can even throw a Molotov over the hedge. So that's not actually a very good building for machine guns, in my opinion. Oh, Maxim gets caught in red cover. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. I'm not sure that's going to get away. Nope.
We have lost the machine gun crew.
Conscripts engaging Volksgrenadiers down here. They do definitely have the advantage in this engagement, engaging at medium range from superior cover against wounded Volks. They will easily win that. Meanwhile, conscripts up here trying to recover the stolen Maxim, but unfortunately they get suppressed by the MG34. Will be forced to retreat, and I'm not sure if he's purchased Maxim or Molotovs. Yes, he has. He does have access to Molotovs. Ooh, demo charge. I think that'll be a squad wipe if he chooses to detonate that. Oh, nope. Nope, one of them was just a little too far away. So, a bit of a misjudgment, unfortunately. And he does not get the squad wipe, so Volksgrenadier squad will be alright, although if a lucky mortar lands on his head, that would be bad. He has in green cover, though, so I think he can actually survive one mortar. Shock troops hitting the field. Counterattack tactics. First doctrinal feature being utilized here. He is walking straight into a machine gun now. So he's going to have to run away. Wasn't quite able to secure the squad wipe on those Volksgrenadiers. Conscripts probably won't be able to either. They're not particularly good against units on the retreat. He was not watching that Volksgrenadier squad, apparently, though. He's too busy doing whatever he's doing with this SWS half-track, and he let the full squad go down. So it looks like he actually did get a pretty good return on that demo charge investment. He's stubbornly not moving out of the building with his machine gun either, despite mortar bombarding it. Has 2 kills already. He really needs to get it out. There he goes. Forcing retreats, so it looks like Herzy is going to be able to retake control of the right side fuel, but the left side fuel, but the right side fuel does have a Schwer Panzer headquarters going up on it, and there's nothing in range to prevent that from happening anytime soon. Cutoff attempt happening here by these conscripts. Meanwhile, more conscripts moving to take territory. Oh wow, those conscripts just wiped that MG34 that was retreating. It had 2 models left too. That was a lucky, that was really lucky considering the range that was at. They were in red cover, so I guess that helped. Fortunately, the MG is right next to his opponent's base, so we'll be able to recover that. Shock troops making their way across the river. More infantry moving up. Should be able to force back this lone squad of Volksgrenadiers. The MG34 is making its way back towards the middle, and we do have Fallschirmjäger hitting the field as well. The Schwer Panzer HQ has finished. No purchases out of it yet, strangely enough. Panzer II would certainly be a good call. His opponent is tier 2. Does not have access to anti-tank grenades yet, and has not produced any field guns yet, so looks would definitely be
Supply sector under
definitely
attack.
be a very problematic thing for his opponent to deal with, but unfortunately he's getting oversold first. I guess he's going to rush some sort of higher tech unit. I definitely think a Panzer II would be a good call here. Oh, those shock troops just caught everything out of position. Those Fallschirmjäger are getting torn to shreds. Grenade going out on the machine gun. He didn't really focus down those Fallschirmjäger though. I think he was kind of like couldn't decide on what he wanted to shoot at. He definitely should have gone for the Fallschirmjäger first. It's not how it worked out. Fortunately, he has yet more infantry making its way forward here. Not a very good bundled grenade. Did good damage, but it was aimed a little far back, and it cost him that full Fallschirmjäger squad and a lot of munitions for basically no benefit. Only two shock troop models taken out with that. So that was a very costly engagement for GoodToGo. Fortunately for him, his opponent did not steal that machine gun despite easily being able to. He had a 4-man shock troop squad there that he definitely could have taken that machine gun with. That may have been a tactical misstep. Meanwhile, a mortar is bombarding the Schwer Panzer headquarters, and it will actually be able to destroy it eventually. There is a Sturm Pioneer squad on the field that has come close to getting wiped many times, but somehow it's managed to survive, so he will be able to repair that, but it forces them to move to deal with that. Of course, machine gun is being repositioned to force that mortar away. Oversoldaten taking the center, doing pretty good damage to those conscripts, but the conscripts have green cover, the Obers have red. So that'll actually be a pretty close engagement. I think the conscripts will win if those Obersoldaten don't reposition. Meanwhile, conscripts getting forced away from these strategic points here in the south.
Grenadiers operational. Ready.
Oh, I was wrong. Those Obersoldaten definitely won that. They captured the point, wiped 4 conscript models in green cover, and then while standing in red cover, and then went along their merry way. The machine gun has been recovered. Shock troops grabbing the victory point. Meanwhile, over here, a field gun has been produced, which is good. If his opponent had produced a Lux, he would have been like in a lot of trouble. Actually, he's quite lucky that he didn't. I'm very surprised. He must be rushing a Panther. He's also floating 600 manpower. I'm surprised he isn't throwing out another squad of Obersoldaten. Recon overflight getting called in. And he is scanning this area of the map. He has vision of the machine gun and Schwer Panzers. Meanwhile, here on the left side, shock troops standing idle on the victory point. A lot of harassment happening on the left by Sturm Pioneers, Volksgrenadiers, and Obersoldaten. And it looks like a pretty serious assault is going in on the Schwer Panzer headquarters. He is moving a field gun up to take shots on the structure, which is producing yet another squad of Obersoldaten. And unfortunately, the Sturm Pioneers are nowhere nearby to repair, so it's going to be extremely important, actually, that he stop this from happening. Fortunately, the terrain is blocking a few shots, but it's just a matter of time. Conscripts are oorahing into the Maxim to screen for the field gun. They are getting suppressed by the Schwer Panzer headquarters and the gun itself. So we're not able to get a Molotov out, but they are going to be tanking fire for the shock troops to close in and take out the machine gun. Nice play. Nice use of screening troops. Unfortunately, there is a flank on its way. Fallschirmjäger being popped out of this shack to flank the team weapon, and the shock troops were forced to retreat, and that Zist field gun is now completely unsupported. He's calling in new shock troops to screen. It's going to come down to whether or not that field gun can get back to safety, get back to supporting range. It looks like it'll be fine. The shock troops are going to inflict heavy losses on those Fallschirmjäger if they don't pull back. He really wants to decrew the field gun, but honestly, doing so wouldn't even make that big of an impact. It isn't vetted. Bundle grenade going out on those conscripts, but it inflicts almost no damage, and the full squad of Fallschirmjäger goes down. He really overstayed his welcome there. He should have retreated long ago, and loses yet another full Fallschirmjäger squad for like no reason. He's really not aiming his grenades very well at all this game, unfortunately. inflicting minimal losses on his opponent for huge munitions expenditure. Every one of those bundled grenades costs 45. That's 90 munitions he spent on just bundled grenades alone, which would explain why he has no Panzerschrecks. It's going to leave him with basically no anti-tank at all. And that's going to be problematic when Herzy brings in his first KV-1, which is going to be soon, very soon. He's got almost 300 fuel saved up, and only needs one more command point. He's probably going to be able to bring in 2. Honestly, it's just going to come down to his manpower. Yeah, he's only like 10 fuel away now from his second KV-8 or KV-1 in fuel. So that's something his opponent is not really ready for. That being said, GoodToGo has 193 fuel of his own, and since he decided not to get a Panzer II, he is rushing a Panther, I assume.
Need something built?
Fresh squad of Obersoldaten here on the right side. Throws another just terrible grenade. Just absolutely horrible. And another misjudgment there in his retreat timing. Definitely did not go very well. I think he's utilizing attack ground here. Yeah, you definitely can't see that. And as a result, he's having a lot of trouble hitting. If he were to move slightly more south, might be a bit of an overextension, but he'd have a better line on it. Wouldn't hit the terrain so much. Meanwhile, here, a pretty significant Over Commando West blob is making a push for the left side. There's not much to stop it. One squad of shock troops here on the flanks, though. He definitely should not have crossed the river without dealing with that squad of shock troops first. Volksgrenadiers being forced to retreat. The Obersoldat, unfortunately, are doing significant damage and do convince those shock troops to retreat, leaving nothing but a squad of conscripts here. He does have Molotovs. I'm surprised he's throwing one here. He could get a lucky crit on that Obersoldat squad. Who knows what might happen. Only one man remaining, in fact. Obers and conscripts both retreat. The Volksgrenadiers will take control of the munitions point, but a KV-1 is going to get fielded, and it will have no problem forcing away that infantry since he hasn't spent his munitions on any Panzerschrecks. I mean, he's got 240. So he has spent a lot of munitions on grenades, but he could have Panzerschrecks right now. He hasn't had terrible map control, so he's got the resources. Field gun is about to finish off the Schwer Panzer headquarters. He's really been neglecting that. I can't believe he hasn't moved his Sturm Pioneers up to repair that. That being said, Herzy is not watching that double of that shock troop squad, and he lets it go down in the middle just to Sturm Pioneers. What a waste. Tank sitting idle over here as well, but the Schwer Panzer headquarters does go down, and he will be able to take control of the right side for the opponent with his conscripts. KV-1 moving up here, across the munitions. I don't know where it's just gonna sit there. His opponent has no AT, literally none. He could just drive that KV-1 straight into his opponent's base right now, and there would be nothing that could stop him. He should be dominating the field with this thing. Oh well. Infantry reinforcing here in the base. He does certainly have really good map control, fuel control at least. Now is definitely the opportune time to spread out and grab the entire map. His opponent is down to just one Obersoldaten squad, one Volksgrenadier squad, and 2 MGs, which is not much, and considering his Schwer Panzer headquarters is being forced to get reconstructed, he's down a lot in fuel. Although he could throw a Panther on the field. I'm surprised he hasn't done so yet. That might be his next purchase, though, now that he's seen the KV-1. That's certainly what I would expect anyway. I don't know why else he would have reconstructed this. Yep, Panther is now cooking. KV-1 making a charge. Recon Overflight just got shot down. Despite just barely even hitting the field, so a bit of a waste of munitions there. 80 munitions! It's 80 munitions and it gets instantly countered just by the Over Commando West building a base structure. Which I find a little strange. KV-1 encounters some Obersoldaten there on the right side and forces them to retreat. MG-34 Volksgrenadiers probably going to be soon to follow. It's really Still no anti-tank over here, but the Panther's almost done. Map control firmly in Soviet hands, although he needs to shift click his capping orders a little bit, I think. A lot of idle squads. Shock troops moving up on those Volksgrenadiers. Finally, we have a Panzerschreck. 20 minutes and he gets his first Panzerschreck. He let that full squad die. He's probably going to let this full squad of Volksgrenadiers die. I honestly don't know what he's thinking. He's staying in the field so long with shock troops and a KV-1 shooting at him. There is a Panther finally arriving to counter the KV-1, but he's diving with it so deep. Well, he's trying to block it, but he is exposing his rear armor to conscripts. Fortunately for him, his opponent has not researched anti-tank grenades. That KV-1 is not going to be able to escape. Nice use of the smoke grenade, though, to at least try to give his KV-1 a chance to escape. Neither one of them utilizing attack ground in the smoke cloud, which they should be. What is that Panther doing? There it goes. Oh no, abandoned. Well, there's really not any infantry nearby that could possibly steal that. He's just going to be forced to destroy it. There it goes. Still no anti-tank grenade research from her. Oh, yes he does. Just barely. Oh no, you know what it is? He doesn't have the munitions. That's why. He doesn't have the munitions. Meanwhile, this whole time he's been capturing the left side. Left side in the south. Good for him. Mines going down as well. MG34 making its way towards the center. The KV-1 has been taken out by the Panther. The Panther has one kill about halfway to Vet 1. And he's got the munitions for the Pintle machine gun upgrade, but he's not currently in his territory. He had to rush it into enemy territory to deal with the KV-1, and now he's trying to force away a Maxim. But he'll have a lot more luck if he moves back into his territory and grabs the Pintle machine gun upgrade. He's only got... Actually, no, he's in the lead for victory points. He has lots of time. But he's really going to need to be more careful with his infantry.
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
And do a little bit better with grenades. He's also going to have to basically keep his Panther alive for the rest of the game, or it stands... He basically stands no chance at all if he doesn't keep this Panther alive for the rest of the game. He has to use it perfectly. He also has to basically make no more mistakes with his infantry. And he has to keep a firm hold on at least one victory point. A new KV-1 is getting fielded. There is an AT gun for support, of course. Counterattack tactics is quite weak to Panthers. Panthers are basically the best counter you can field to counterattack tactics, because if you get anything heavier than a Panther, it'll be very vulnerable to a B4. If you can get anything lighter than a Panther, it'll be very vulnerable to KV-1s. So, Panthers solve the Goldilocks problem of counterattack tactics. They are just right.
Send orders!
MG34 going to finish capturing the victory point here on the left side. Just kidding. It's going to not finish capturing the victory point here on the left side. Mortar chases it away. We also have Obersoldaten continuing to grab strategic point over here. Some harassment of the munitions by Volksgrenadiers with Panzerschreck, although they're getting counter-harassed by two conscript squads.
Battle promotion!
And those Volksgrenadiers will get forced away. Veterancy on those conscripts helping them a little bit, I think. Take out a few extra models. KV-1 is going to move up on the MG34 here, doing significant damage. Panther probably going to somewhat deter that, though. Field gun moving up to support. KV-1 takes two models out, and on that shot, very nice. And the Panther's going to be quite close to hitting Vet 1 now. Meanwhile, shock troops are going to encounter those Obersoldaten. No! Dealing massive damage, and the MG34 model is rotating, so he didn't really fire. Retreat, please! Please retreat! No! He was throwing a grenade. Why? You couldn't afford that loss. That was not something you could afford at all. Fresh squad of Obersoldaten over there on the right side is going to try and take the munitions point. Meanwhile, grenades going out over here. Not sure he's going to be able to win that engagement, though. Smoke grenade going out should seal it for him, though. That machine gun has to retreat right now. It has to retreat right now. Okay, there it goes. Obersoldaten continuing to take the munitions point. Maxim defending the VP. We also have some smattering of infantry over here defending the right side fuel. Shocks will be able to successfully take the left side. Oh, there was a demo charge right here, I think. Right? No, that's the yellow cover. It looks like a demo charge crater. Well, whatever happened, I missed it.
It's time for action.
Panther making its way across the river, trying to pull off a flank on that KV-1. Very nice positioning of the Panther outside the field gun arc, probably also outside of its range, taking good advantage of the Panther's range. Panzerschreck shot at maximum range, bounces against the KV-1. Oh, he's not paying attention to those combat engineers, though. Nice use of the Obersoldaten and Fallschirmjäger to get that squad wipe while he was too busy microwaving his tank to safety. Ooh, taking heavy bleed, though. Panther is moving up to try and finish it off. Takes a shot but misses. The field gun has been cleared. Soviet player does have AT grenades, though. He's going way too deep. What is he doing? No! Oh no! I don't know if that Panther's going to get away. It has so far to retreat. 2 conscript squads there to supplement the damage with AT grenades if necessary. The field gun keeps missing, though. And it is on a road, so it's actually not that slow. He hasn't thrown any extra AT grenades when he had the chance to do so on its rear armor, and 2 field gun shots just bounced. I think it's gonna get away. Wow. I think Herzy could have played that a little bit better. A few more anti-tank grenades, a little bit more aggressive blocking with his KV-1. Of course, he didn't want to lose his KV-1. But I think GoodToGo got a little bit lucky there. I think he got a little bit lucky. I'm surprised that Panther is getting away with so much health. In addition, there's a Soviet mine right there too. Although I don't think the mine would destroy the Panther, it would just significantly damage it, of course. GoodToGo doesn't even have any Sturm Pioneers, nor does he have a mechanized regiment headquarters, so he doesn't even have a way to repair this. He's going to be completely combat incapable for the next several minutes while he produces a Sturm Pioneer squad. I think he's going to get a Sturm Pioneer squad. I would certainly encourage him to. I don't know what he plans to do with that one. Unless he's just going to wait for a mechanized regiment headquarters, which would actually be cheaper than a Sturm Pioneer squad, so I wouldn't be hugely surprised to see him choose to do that, but I mean, I would recommend getting Sturm Pioneer. Okay, there they go. Meanwhile, here on the right side, Obersoldaten are in yellow cover, but they're going to have to fight off way too much stuff. There's no way they're going to be able to hold that back. He's throwing a bundle grenade, again, way off target. He really needs to learn to lead his targets, because he's just throwing munitions away with that shit. He does have access to airborne assault, considering how munitions light he's been this game, not really purchasing much of anything other than 1 Panzerschreck and grenades, and his pintle machine gun upgrade finally. No mines though. Not very many upgrades, really. Once it makes it to 30 minutes, you start having quite a bit of extra munitions as a Commander West, I find. He's really quite lucky that his opponent isn't making more tanks. Herzy has 334 fuel, and he's opting to use only KV-1s instead of non-doctrinal T-34s. T-34s could have really put a lot of pressure on his opponent this game if he had opted to get them, but he didn't. Considering how incredibly light his anti-tank is, he's investing almost exclusively in anti-infantry, which makes sense, because his opponent is using almost exclusively infantry and team weapons. Obersoldaten are he's definitely teching correctly, in my opinion. The only disagreement I have is that he should have gotten a looks earlier on. But other than that, he's certainly making the right build decisions. It all just comes down to execution. He's letting, I mean, his grenades are just not anywhere near on target, and he's so late to retreat. Just, what are they doing? When your opponent utilizes 4 Mother Russia and charges at you with 2 shock troop squads, you really need to just run away. Just run away. Now he's giving an MG-34 to his opponent. Fortunately, he didn't make a very good attempt at wiping that MG-34. I honestly think he could have if he had done that a little bit differently. Grenade goes out on that Obersoldaten squad and almost wipes it, but fortunately it gets away alive. Shock troops forced to retreat. There is the field gun here positioned on the right side to deter pushes by Axis armor. Panther has been repaired by the fresh Stern Pioneer squad. He hasn't purchased the support package, although he probably should, to give him that extra boost. From Mother Russia just ended, so all of the Soviet units are going to be exhausted and forced to retreat. The Panther's going to get some repairs now. Healing happening on these Obersoldaten. Meanwhile, conscripts with the MG-34 grabbing the victory point, while a fresh MG-34 has been deployed to the left side fuel point. Oh no, it's not fresh. It has 1 kill. So this is from somewhere.
Point secure.
Seen some combat at least. I don't know what those Volksgrenadiers are thinking though. Walking right into a Molotov. Oh! Nice grenade! Finally he actually lands a grenade on an unaware opponent, wiping out the conscript squad, getting away clean. So apparently that worked out quite well. Panther is also vet 1 now and destroys the sniper nest. Fuck that sniper nest. And makes his way across the river.
It's time for action.
He's utilizing the Pintle machine gun to take out the Maxim there and will be forced to retreat. Meanwhile, here in the middle, nice split push by the Stern Pioneers to force away that Combat Engineer quad, but he needs to retreat that like right now. I think he might be microwaving his tank. That's gonna die. Oh no, he did retreat it just in time. Run! Run, little Stern Pios. He really can't afford to lose these. They're just way too expensive for him to be throwing them away. And they will get away. Speaking of which, he has 740 manpower and really needs to start spending it. He's so low on forces. Way too low. It looks like he might be saving for a second Panther. I certainly don't blame him. Like I said, Panthers are just right when you're up against counterattack tactics, but he really should not be doing this maneuver here. He's obviously trying to flank around behind the KV-1 and stay out of the field gun's arc, but if there had been any mines anywhere, his Panther would effectively be dead. He just got the armor increase. He needs to probably utilize Blitz to get free. No, I guess he doesn't have to. He could certainly afford to, but I guess he could see his opponent's AT guns arc. He knew he was going to get out in time, so Panther will be able to get away. Meanwhile, the KV-1's also at vet 1. It's got 7 kills now, getting some nice hits on those Obersoldaten, which are a little bit overextended. Shock troops, however, are inside the arc of this vet 4 now. MG-34 has certainly been using that well. Oh no! No, please retreat! Why? Why? Oh jeez, his opponent is buying a Sturm Tiger. Oh no, that was the vet 4. Vet 5! That was vet 5 at the point when it died. Nice to a grenade. 2 squad wipes in rapid succession for the Oberkommando West player. I can't believe that the Soviet hasn't sealed the deal on his game. He's been fighting against an army of like 4 or 5 squads pretty much this entire time. The Panther, like I've said before, the only thing keeping him in the game at this point. Only thing keeping him in the game. But that Sturm Tiger, I mean, who knows? Who knows what might happen? Maybe it'll start getting squad wipes left and right, even the odds a little bit. He's got time. He's certainly got time. 281 points remaining. The Soviets just been a little bit passive. He could be repairing and capturing at the same time, for example. He's not really mobilizing his forces to end the game as quickly as possible. Kind of letting his opponent drag things out, which, you know, against Oberkommando West can be a pretty critical mistake. Really got to keep on pushing, never stop the aggression, make sure to grab that third victory point. Triple capping makes all the difference in the world, and grab that fuel point as well. Having absolute total map control is important. Sturm Tiger moving up, firing with the hull gun. There's a field gun firing at it though. It's just kind of sitting there. Doesn't do much free damage. Panther is firing on the KV-1 with Volksgrenadier support. I'm surprised that Sturm Tiger is not moving up to take a shot at that field gun. It's a free, easy team with a kill. Instead, using a grenade. Sturm Tiger still not firing. AT grenade bounces on the Panther. KV-1 trying to retreat to safety. Panther's not going to be able to very easily pursue though. That's Sturm Tiger blocking his way, kind of floundering a little bit here. Meanwhile, on the left side, MG34 trying to suppress these conscripts, but smoke grenade does get tossed. He should probably reposition to safety, but he's a little busy with his tanks. Panther is going to give chase, again being very aggressive. Just so vulnerable to mines. He's really lucky that the Soviet player has not planted any. Really lucky. Could utilize Blitz to secure the kill. But he decides that would be too aggressive. Smart play, honestly. You don't want to get too aggressive if you're only Panther. Meanwhile, here on the right side, the Sturm Tiger is just can't make up its mind, apparently, about what it wants to do. The machine gun didn't reposition, but fortunately the shock troops didn't charge either. The Sturm Tiger is just... I don't know what that Sturm Tiger is doing. Meanwhile, over here, those Volksgrenadiers went deep. I think they'll get away. Yeah, they might. They're at 5, they'll be fine.
Under attack!
That Sturm Tiger hasn't even fired yet. It's been on the field for like 2.5 minutes. What is he doing? Cannot believe he hasn't just shot at something. Anything. He certainly had an ample opportunity to fire on that double shock troop blob thing that his opponent was doing. Currently he is down to basically nothing. Then suddenly he was like, oh, I'm floating like a bajillion manpower, and queued up 2 Obersoldaten squads. Hopefully he'll be able to keep these ones alive. Moving up to fight against that KV-1 with his Panther. KV-1 shot does penetrate at close range though, and he's not really angling his Panther very well. Shot does bounce though. KV-1 is now up to bet 2.
Enemy flanking us!
Ready to deploy!
Units ready.
Position secured!
Prepare to execute.
Send orders!
But again, the Soviet needs to keep up the aggression, make sure to get that victory point under his control. Looks like he's going to be doing that, although he is remaining a little bit static with some teams. He's a little scattered over different parts of the map. He's also got to get some repairs done on his KV-1s. He's really lacking for repairs. Only has 1 combat engineer squad. Probably going to need to throw some of those out, and he's blobbing pretty hard into a machine gun. Oh god, please don't let this happen. I can't believe that Sturm Tiger didn't fire earlier. Well, the Sturm Tiger kind of actually participated there. They wouldn't have retreated if it weren't for that Sturm Tiger, so it's, you know, it has had an effect now. It did something. Yeah, sort of.
Area secured.
It's definitely good area denial. I almost feel like he's not gonna fire it. I almost feel like he made it just to scare his opponent, because he has yet to fire it. It's now been on the field for almost 5 full minutes.
Octo! Ready weapons.
I mean, he could have chased that retreating blob into the base and like shot it and killed probably everything. It's a good thing that he did not do that. Meanwhile, here on the right side, fresh Obersoldaten have been produced and are going to harass the map, and it looks like Herzy is going to have to respond to that. Can't afford to lose the territory he's already got, so he has to tone down his aggression there on the right side, split his forces up a little bit. His repairs are almost complete, though. He's utilizing for Mother Russia. Those Obersoldaten need to retreat. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Unit preservation. Yes. Yes, very nice. Fortunately, they cannot fire while sprinting, so they won't be able to chase very effectively, and those Obersoldaten should be able to escape. They might have, in fact, died if he had just stood there and fired. But because he tried to chase and wasn't able to fire while sprinting, the Obersoldaten do get away just by a hair. For Mother Russia's not cheap either. That's 100 munitions expended to be able to do that. So, I mean, his opponent's got 500 though. I'm surprised he hasn't been spamming it more. In fact, the one thing I'm really surprised he hasn't been spamming is precision shot on a B4, which he still hasn't constructed despite having the manpower to do so. He's just pot capped. Oh no! Oh no! Not the Vet5 squad! Sturm Tiger's not firing? Why not? What is it doing? Look at this blob! How do you not fire at this? Shock troops close into to minimum range on the Sturm Tiger so it can't fire and wipe a Sturm Pioneer squad that he should have retreated ages ago. A Sturm Pioneer squad he really can't afford to lose. He keeps losing squads. It's always so hard to watch. At least the Volksgrenadiers made it home alive and the Obersoldaten made it home alive. But again, he's now going to have basically no way to prepare. I can't believe that Sturm Tiger hasn't fired yet. It's had so many opportunities to just obliterate everything. If it shoots at this conscript squad, that'll be good enough for me. That's fine. Go for it. Do it. Fire. Does he not understand how the unit works? I think he doesn't know, like, what it does. I think he's probably trying to auto-attack these conscripts and is like, man, this tiny little machine gun on this Sturm Tiger is not that good. I feel like I spent a lot of money on this unit and didn't get a very good return on this investment. I'm really disappointed in the performance of my Sturm Tiger's hull machine gun. It's only got 2 kills. I'm pretty sure he just doesn't understand, like, how the unit works. Which is a real shame, because he could have gotten a lot of great usage out of it, but at least he's forcing his opponent to retreat every now and then. Meanwhile, here his Volksgrenadiers are taking massive damage from that KV-1, again going to be forced to retreat. You know, I have to say, this Oberkommando West player is actually doing really well for somebody that, like, doesn't understand how his units work. That's impressive, actually, that he's made it this far. Obersoldaten getting taken down by that KV-1. They're going to be forced away. These Obersoldaten grabbing the victory point. Fresh combat engineers have been produced to bolster repairs. They're double capping though. Could be throwing those on the victory. Actually, there's a thing over there, and we're going to see a second Panther getting purchased. Definitely a good purchase. Oh, a second Panther could almost honestly seal the game for him. He needs to make up his mind though. He needs to make up his mind on whether he's going to be aggressive or not. Being aggressive, he runs the risk of running over mines, but obviously the Soviet player just isn't planting them like he should be. He's got 600 munitions. Oh, that bundle grenade, was that a squad wipe? No. That looked like a squad wipe, but it wasn't. I don't think it was. Right? There's a lot of corpses and body parts and stuff right there. The Obersoldaten are forced away with only 1 model remaining. Rear armor charge! Rear armor charge is too overpowered, and it takes out the KV-1. He does hit Vet 4. 2 field guns are being mobilized to take it out, but he is going to blitz to safety. Good use of blitzkrieg to get to safety. Oh no, the Sturm Tiger's moving up. Please understand this unit's ability. Please utilize the rocket attack. Yes, he's firing. Here it comes. Boom! Oh, he only gets 1 of them, unfortunately, but he does nail that field gun. Hopefully he'll be able to figure out the reload mechanic as well. Start turning this into a real game. Meanwhile, infantry charging. Oh shit. For the center victory point. Grabbing that, slowing the clock once again. Obersoldaten are going to make their way for the left side. There is an MG34 over there to support as well, and a fresh Panther just hit the field. Fresh Panther hitting the field, so that's definitely going to pose a serious threat, actually. It could potentially steal the game, but a B4 is also being constructed, so it's going to come down to good usage of precision shots. And it looks like he's also going to construct Tier 4, presumably for Su-85s, but again, you can only get so far on Tier 4 because the Su-85 is so easily flanked by Panthers, which really highlights the importance of mines As Soviets, he needs to plant mines, damage the engines of those Panthers, line up some good B4 shots. AT grenades, of course, also help with this. He does still have 2 Vet 3 conscript squads, so he should definitely be utilizing AT grenades. He's got so much munitions to spare. And he really needs to try and land them on the rear armor, though, because, of course, the Panthers' frontal armor will bounce them all the time. Molotov going off to screen, deny cover while he tries to finish, capturing the center victory point again. The points are about 189 to 110. Grenade goes off there and forces those conscripts away. Not wanting to take any unnecessary bleed there. Obersoldaten moving up here on the left side to grab that fuel. Meanwhile, over here on the right side, Obersoldaten are going to charge that. Oh no, charge that group of team weapons. The Maxim is set up a little bit off. Bundle grenade going off. Oh! Almost. The MG34 is firing on the field gun. Looks like he's going to try and take the field gun out, which is a good call because it's Vet 2. No, he just switched. Why did he switch targets? Decrew that Vet 2 gun. There he goes. And the Maxim follows shortly thereafter. Meanwhile, here in the middle, the Panthers are defending. It looks like the Sturm Tiger has been repaired. Hasn't reloaded yet, though. Hasn't reloaded it. Why? Why not? Please click that button. Oh, nice B4 shot right there. That did devastating damage to that Panther. Landing the B4 Vet 1.5 right off the bat. What a beautiful shot. Demo charge going down on the fuel point. Shock troops moving up to capture. It looks like some stuff is forced away. The MG34 is repositioning. Obersoldaten had to retreat, but the right side victory point is falling into Axis hands, and the left side victory point still hasn't been taken by the Soviets. He's kind of skirting around the MG34. Panther is moving up, and it is Vet 4. Like I said before, it has been critical in him winning this game. If he had lost it at any point, it would have been GG. Nice grenade. But he didn't lose it. He's been vetting it up, keeping it alive, and it has been instrumental in keeping him in the game. Conscripts moving to take some territory over there on the right side. Obersoldaten are going to do what they can against, and they are double capping. Ooh, look at the wow. Wow. Look at that. Good job, conscripts. B4 shot hits the Schwerpanzer HQ, but doesn't inflict any serious casualties. Looks like the Sturm Tiger moved somewhere. Here it is. Finally, he's reloading it. Looks like he's getting the gist of that unit. Molotov going out. No counter grenade. He will simply retreat. Conscripts are going to grab the victory point once again, get the clock ticking in the Soviets' favor. Yeah, Oberkommando West player is now going to start seriously running out of time. He really needs to secure a second victory point and keep it under his control. He also needs to be very careful with his tanks. If he is to sit idle a little bit too long, he could lose one to the B4. He also really needs to fully repair them, because a B4 shot will destroy his tanks if he leaves them a little bit too wounded. I'm honestly not sure if a Panther at this health will survive a B4 shot. That's cutting it, like, really close. Sturm Tiger moving up. Sturm Pioneers will grab victory point. Fortunately, he's positioning his tanks in, like, unpredictable locations. His opponent's not going to know where to fire his B4. He's not parking a tank, like, right here in his base. He also doesn't have a mechanized regiment headquarters that his opponent can guess where his tanks might be parked, getting their repairs. KV-1 engaging some stuff over here. Oh no, he's repairing. He's repairing stationary. His opponent has vision. Oh god, he's putting a Sturm Tiger right next to a repairing Panther. That's stationary that his opponent has vision of. Sturm Tiger just fired on some stuff. Did it hit? Has 10 kills. Yeah, it looks like it just wiped. Or maybe not. Maybe it only got a couple models. But those... Oh, jeez. Yep, there it is. There it is. Sitting AFK. in enemy vision while the B4 is just lining up the perfect, glorious shot. And there goes his Panther. Fortunately, it wasn't the vetted Panther. It didn't quite hit the Sturm Tiger either, so honestly, he kind of got a little bit lucky right there. Panther utilizing Blitz so that it can flank around behind. Meanwhile, Volksgrenadier is getting some nice shots off as well, but those Su-80, what is he doing? What is he doing? No! Why? Oh no! He could have totally circle strafed those because of how close they were to each other. But now he's lost both of his Panthers because he parked it at point blank range. He had two Su-85s, which didn't work, unfortunately for him. But he did take out a KV-1 with his Volksgrenadiers. But now I honestly don't know what he's gonna do. He doesn't have the fuel for another Panther. The only armor he has this is his Sturm Tiger, which is reloading. Oh, it manages to survive that conscript egg heat grenade if that had gotten abandoned right there. Fortunately, that didn't happen. Fortunately, that did not happen. But he is reloading it within his opponent's vision. And the B4 is rotating. It is rotating. But he will try and navigate away. Oh, he just canceled his precision shot. He was thinking he was gonna do it, but he changed his mind apparently. Honestly, I think it still would have hit. Looks like an engagement is happening over here on the left side. No. Oh, it's taking mortar fire. Mortar is firing on those Sturm Pioneers. But they're fine. Ooh, squad wipe. What was that? That was a shock troop squad. That was a Vet 3 shock troop squad. Ouch. Nice. But the Su-85s are moving up for revenge. I'm surprised they pulled back this long, to be honest. B4 has to rotate once again. But that Sturm Tiger has its rear armor faced toward two Su-85s. Volksgrenadiers with the Panzerschreck are moving up. B4 also firing on the base. I don't think it inflicted any casualties there, but the Sturm Tiger's down, leaving the Oberkommando West player with nothing. Unfortunately. Fresh KV-1 being fielded to push away the Obersoldaten here on the right side. Combat engineers moving up to halt capture progress. Taking heavy casualties though because the KV-1 is having a lot of difficulty hitting anything. Full squad goes down. There it is. Model's going down. Now he's actually pulling away with his combat engineers. But honestly, it doesn't make that much difference against Obersoldaten because of their Kar 98 and LMG. It doesn't really make any difference what range they engage you at. They're pretty effective regardless, especially against as fragile as combat engineers. So he's going to be forced to retreat there. Meanwhile, shock troops grabbing the left side victory point. Volksgrenadiers almost have free reign because they're Vet 5. The only thing that can take them out is his opponent's shock troops, and they're all the way over there on the left side, so he can pretty much do as he pleases, but he really needs to prioritize the victory points. Going for the cutoff at this point doesn't really serve much purpose. His opponent has 375 fuel. For Mother Russia going off, but it's not really doing anything. Volksgrenadiers are just way too durable. He's going to have to use a Molotov. Oh, wait, here it comes. Now they're doing pretty good. One squad forced to retreat. Oh no, grenade! Oh, that was a little off target though, I think. Maybe for Mother Russia takes him a little bit. I don't know, I think it was a little off target. The Volksgrenadiers are going to be forced to retreat. Meanwhile, over here on the left side, shock troops continuing to scout around. Grab territory. Oh, nasty shot on those Sturm Pioneers. Making a bit of a desperate push for that victory point, but they're going to die if he doesn't retreat like right now. Or maybe his opponent will just ignore him. Oh no, he's gonna try and wipe that Volksgrenadier squad. Oh, just barely gets him at range thanks to Mother Russia. And that is the end of that Vet 5 Volksgrenadier squad, something he couldn't afford to lose. That being said, he's lost a lot of things he couldn't afford to lose this game. yet here we are. A fresh Panther has hit the field. He's going to have to be a little bit more careful with this one than he was with his other ones. He is going in on, he is, oh no, what was that? That was an over squad. That B4 just wiped an over Soldaten squad. I think that one might have had some veterancy on. I honestly can't remember. Panther is going to take out the KV-1 here. Smoke grenade going out though to block shots. He needs to utilize attack ground to continue firing. Meanwhile, the KV-1 will continue to fire on his infantry while his Panther sits there not doing anything. Grenade going off on those shock troops. Fortunately, it's a little bit off target. They will be able to get away alive. Support is on the way though. 2 Su-85s moving up. Main gun destroyed on the KV-1. The Panther probably needs to reposition to safety. But he does get the KV-1. He's desperately trying to take control of the center victory point here while these Su-85s move up. Panther should be able to get away clean. The Su-85s are having so much trouble maneuvering around this tank's carcass and these hedges and such. Another KV-1 is getting called in now. Single Sturm Pioneer actually managed to take the victory point and fuel point before retreating to safety. I can't believe that this game has made it to 55 minutes. Oh man, what a game. Shock troops getting reinforced here at the base. Recon overflight getting called in. Trying to scout for targets for his B4, which is Vet 2, so it has the cooldown reduction. Plane gets shot down. He did fire a shot though.
Return fire! Return fire!
At this thing. Almost destroying it. One more will destroy it. Which will remove his ability to continue producing Obersoldaten. In fact, I'm surprised he hasn't... I can't even believe that he's floated so much manpower this game. He also hasn't used airborne assault at all, which could supplement his infantry a little bit. He could use it once. I mean, that's not...
Continue the push. They are now at 100 points.
game changing. But certainly help. He also probably could have destroyed this with his Sturm Tiger. Something he could have done while his Sturm Tiger was alive. Oh well, grenade going out. Oh please! Okay, he retreated. Oh, good. Good retreat. Good use of retreat right there. Excellent.
Prepared for action. Panther, ready to move.
Fresh Panther is going to move up on the left side to support against that KV-1. Oh no, that Panther's getting a little too aggressive against those Su-85s. Oh, please get out of there. Retreat, run! No chance. No chance at all. Just sat there. Ouch. Soviet player taking control of... Oh. This... I guess he surrendered. Well, I don't blame him, because he really had no chance. He hasn't had a chance for a while. I'm surprised it made it this long. Normally at the end of the game I say, well played by both players. But this game, well, I think there was a lot of room for improvement. There was. But I certainly enjoyed watching it. I hope you did too. If you did, you could always send me a replay of your own. I'm happy to do a cast for you. And, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. GG.